Hey guys, what's up? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I know I have not been posting videos very often these days, but the reason is because I have an exam coming up and I have to focus on studying for the exam, so I haven't had time to make videos for YouTube. Okay, I hope you guys forgive me for that. And after my exam, I'm gonna be posting videos regularly, maybe once a week, or yeah, definitely once a week when I'm done my exams. Okay, so I want you guys to be sending me pictures of designs you guys would like me to recreate, because I don't want to make designs. I don't want to make tutorials on designs you guys might not really be interested in. So I think it'd be easier on both of us if you send me pictures of designs you guys would like me to make. You guys can send me the pictures on Facebook, Tumblr, any of my social media. You guys can send it to me even on Instagram. Anyway, or even my email. My email is talwithtimmymarie@gmail.com. So you guys should send me pictures. I'll be expecting your pictures. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make a simple dress but with a monostrap. I don't know if you guys watched my previous video on how I made a deep V neckline jumpsuit with a lapel. Well, in the video, I mentioned that I was gonna make a dress with the same style as a jumpsuit, but I changed my mind because I thought it was a waste of time. Why make a dress with the same style? Like, I might as well just make something entirely different. So I decided to make something entirely different than the style of the jumpsuit, and this is the video for how I made that dress. I just want to put this out there that I made reference to the jumpsuit while I was making this video, and that's because when I was making the dress, I was making the jumpsuit, because remember I was gonna make the dress in the same style as the jumpsuit, but I changed my mind. So I want to apologize for that. Some of you guys told me that the jumpsuit wasn't an easy project, and I have to agree with you. Well, it's only gonna be easy if you ever made a jumpsuit. If you made a jumpsuit before, then it should be easy peasy, because it's the only unique thing about the jumpsuit is the shoulder, the lapel shoulder. So yeah, if you've made a jumpsuit before, then that tutorial is gonna be easy for you. But if you've never made a jumpsuit, then obviously you might have some problems making the jumpsuit. But this dress is different. It's a very easy dress, I know, but honestly it's actually easy. It's a very easy strapless dress. It just has one monostrap, and I'm sure you guys will be able to tell that while I'm making this tutorial. Okay, so for this tutorial you're gonna be needing I used two different types of fabric when I was making this tutorial. I used a plain solid color fabric. It's a polyester fabric, it's the brown fabric, and I also used Ankara African print fabric. It's a you guys can use any print fabric, honestly. You don't have to use Ankara, but I used Ankara African print fabric because that was what I had at home. I have a lot of those fabrics at home, so I just used what I had in my house. If you guys want to buy Ankara fabric, it's just Google African print wax fabric, I think, or just Ankara fabric. I buy some of my Ankara fabric from AliExpress. Honestly, I don't think it's hard to find in this day and age. It's not hard to find. Just Google where you can buy it from. And my brown fabric, the solid color fabric, that one is a polyester fabric. You can use any type of fabric. You can even use a stretch fabric, but I used that because I think it looked good with the Ankara fabric, so I used the brown one. What else? Yeah, you're gonna need a zipper for this project. If you're gonna be using a stretch fabric, obviously you will need a zipper, but my fabric wasn't stretchy, so I obviously needed a zipper. But that's pretty much all you're gonna need for this project. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel, and thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate it a lot because I know my followers has increased, my subscribers, not followers, has increased dramatically. I thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, and expect more amazing videos in the near future. Thank you so much, and thank you for being patient with me. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Facebook at Timmy Marie. No, you can't follow me on Facebook. Just like my Facebook page on Facebook at Timmy Marie. I'm also on Instagram, so you guys should follow me on Instagram at Timmy Marie. What else? On Tumblr. I'll post all the links below in the description box so where you guys can find it. I'm also on Twitter, but I'm not active on Twitter, so I don't know if you should follow me, but you can if you want. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks. Bye. Have a great day. Okay guys, so now let's draft the pattern for our dress. I'm gonna start out by drafting the pattern for the bottom half of the dress. So that's basically the pattern for the polyester fabric. So what I already got started here, but I'm gonna get you through. So what I did here is you're gonna take the length from your waist to the desired length of your dress. The desired length of your dress could be any length you want your dress to be. So you're gonna take that measurement from your waist. You're gonna add seam allowance and hem allowance to that number. I had a 1 centimeter for seam allowance for the top of the skirt and about 4 centimeter for the hem allowance for the bottom of the skirt. So you're gonna do that. So at the very top of this line is gonna be your waistline. You're gonna take your waist measurement. You're gonna divide the number by 4, and you're gonna add seam allowance to that number. So for this, I made up a waist measurement, and I divided the number by 4. Then I added 1 centimeter for seam allowance at the side of the dress. You're gonna do the same for your hips. You take your hips measurement, you divide the number by 4, and you add 1 centimeter or half an inch for seam allowance. But I added 1 centimeter for seam allowance. And for the desired length of your dress, the length could be your hips measurement, but I wanted the bottom of my dress to be a little bit wider than my hips, so I think I had it about 5 centimeters for my own dress. I think I had it between 5 and 10 centimeters. I can't remember now. Yeah, and you're gonna add 1 centimeter to that number for seam allowance. We are now going to connect the sides together. So by the way, this is the front of our dress, and this line is the mid front of our dress, and this is the side. So we're going to connect the sides together. So this is going to be this. So this is what your pattern is going to look like. So if you guys want to cut out this pattern on your fabric, you make sure that you fold your fabric in half, and you align this line to the folded edge of your fabric. So when you cut this out, it's going to be half of your pattern. So this is basically the pattern for the bottom half of your dress. This is the front pattern. For the back pattern, it's basically the same thing. The only difference with the back pattern is we want to add zipper allowance. If you guys are going to use a stretch fabric, then obviously you don't need to add a zipper allowance for this. You can just use this as the back also. But since I'm using a polyester fabric, non-stretch fabric, I'm going to add 2 centimeters for zipper allowance. And all you need to do is extend this lines by 2 centimeters. So you're going to extend those lines by 2 centimeters. Your desired length, your hips, basically the entire you're going to extend this entire line by 2 centimeters and connect it. You're going to do that on a new pattern paper. So when you're cutting the back pattern out on your fabric, make sure you cut out 2 different pieces, because you want 2 individual pieces for the back. Like, you don't want them attached together. So we'll be able to, like, this part is where we're going to add our zipper. So obviously you don't want it folded. So it's going to be 2 different pieces, and the front is going to be 1 full piece. And I'm going to go ahead now and draft the pattern for the top part of our dress. So we're going to move on to the top of our dress. You're going to take the length from your chest to your waist, and you're going to add seam allowance to the bottom, which is where you're going to connect the top and the bottom of your dress together. And you're going to add hem allowance for the top. You're going to draft that line like so, like I did here. So at the very top of the line will be your chest. Will be your chest line, and at the very bottom will be your waist line. So this is the hem allowance. So this is your hem allowance for the top, and this is the seam allowance for the bottom, which is the waist. So that's 1 centimeter. I added 1 centimeter for seam allowance and 4 centimeters for hem allowance. So you're gonna measure from your chest to your bust, and you're gonna draft that number down on your vertical line. But when you're drafting the number, just make sure you draft it right below your hem allowance. So I'm gonna start drafting the number from here instead of here. So you're gonna draft the number from here to here, which is gonna be your bust length. So I hope you're able to see it a little bit better. So this is the hem allowance from here to here. So from this point, you're gonna measure your bust length, so which is gonna be the length from your chest to your bust. So you're gonna measure it from this point right here to your bust. And for your waist, you're gonna add 1 centimeter for your seam allowance. If you measure in inches, then go ahead and make your measurements in inches. So for the top, you're gonna take the measurement for your chest and you divide the number by 4 and add 1 centimeter to that number. So take your chest measurement, divide the number by 4, and add seam allowance to the side. So this is the mid front of our dress. So this is the middle. So it's basically just folded in half. So I'm gonna draw the measurement I got. So to get this chest line, you're gonna divide your chest measurement by 4 and add 1 centimeter for seam allowance, or half an inch for seam allowance, depending on how you like to measure. And for your bust, it's basically the same thing. You're gonna take your bust measurement, divide the number by 4, and add seam allowance to the side. And for your waist, basically the same thing. You're gonna take your waist measurement, you divide the number by 4, and add seam allowance to that number. And you just add 1 seam allowance because this is the side of your pattern of your side of your pattern. So you're gonna just plot that number. So that's your chest line, your bust line, and your waistline. So we're gonna connect the lines together. The points together. I'm just gonna. This looks weird, but okay. But I just made up these numbers, so I'm sure that's why it looks like that. But even if yours look like this, it shouldn't matter as long as it's your measurement. So this is basically half of our pattern. So just imagine me folding the pattern in half. So this is just gonna be the second half. So to cut out this pattern on your fabric, you're gonna fold your fabric in half, and on the folded edge of your fabric, you're gonna align this vertical line. You're gonna align it to the folded edge of to the folded side of your fabric, and you cut it out. So when you cut it out, it should be like a full piece instead of half, because this is like half of the pattern. So for the back measurement, we're gonna do exactly the same thing as we did for the bottom. You're just gonna extend it by your zipper allowance. My zipper allowance is always 2 centimeters. So I'm gonna extend that by 2 centimeters and just assume that's okay. So this is my zipper allowance. So you're just tracing this front pattern on a new pattern paper and extending this horizontal lines by 2 centimeters on this side. Okay, so that's when you want to cut this out, you're gonna cut 2 different individual pieces for this pattern, for the back pattern, not the front pattern. For the front pattern, you just want a whole piece, like a full piece. But for the back, you want 2 individual pieces. Okay, so that's basically it for the front of our dress. And the top of your dress, like the top half of your dress and the monostrap, is going to be the same fabric. I used ankara fabric for that part of my dress. So I'm going to draft the pattern for the monostrap. I really don't need to draft the pattern. I'm just going to explain how I got the monostrap. It's very easy. It's a long rectangle. So in order to measure the length of your monostrap, you're going to place the measuring tape to the front of your waist. Then take the tape over your shoulder to the back of your waist. So it's just going to be a rectangle, like I said. just like that. I don't know, I don't need to draw a rectangle for you guys to understand what I mean. I just feel like, okay. And that's a very horrible rectangle. That's never in a rectangle. There we go. It's horrible. Anyhow, and when you want to take that measurement, don't forget to add similar ones to the two sides. So you're gonna add similar ones to this side, just 1 centimeter similar ones. And the width of your monostrap could be as wide as you want. Mine was initially 21 centimeters, but it was too wide, so I folded it in half, which made it about 10.5 centimeters. So don't forget to add hem allowance to the sides of the monostrap. So these are the sides of the monostrap. So you're gonna add hem allowance to the sides and seam allowance to the shoulder sides. So the width of your monostrap can be as wide as you want. It's just totally up to you. You can make it very tiny, you can make it wide, you can make it like mine. Mine was 10.5 centimeters. It was initially 21 centimeters, but I folded mine into half, making it 10.5 centimeters, and I loved how it turned out. So this side is the side you're going to connect to your waist. You're going to attach this side to your waist, and you attach this like to the front of your waist, and you attach this other side to the back of your waist. I don't know if that made sense, but I think I'll just show you I'll show you on my mannequin how to attach it, and I'll show you how to measure. Well, if you see me attaching it, then you basically know how to measure it, but yeah, I'll just make sure I clarify on that. Okay, so for your pocket, what you're basically gonna do is measure how wide you want the mouth of your pockets to be. I want mine to be about this wide. I'm not sure how wide that is, but just make sure it's wide enough for you to put your hands in. So when you do that, you're just gonna place your hands like that. You're gonna place your hands like that and just kind of draw it. So this is a very weird pocket, I know, but you get the concept, right? So you're just gonna draw it. You're just gonna put your palm and just make an outline to form a pocket. So that's basically how I did my pocket. And you're gonna make 4. You're gonna call out 4 of this. So that would be, yeah, call out 4. So in order to make one pocket, you need 2 obviously. So you're gonna sew the 2 together and attach it. I'm gonna start out by sewing my pockets together. So I've pinned my first pocket like so. I'm gonna sew it together for my skirt and for my pants. So I'm gonna sew this together and I'll be right back. So I have serged my pockets together like so. I measure 18 centimeters from my waist down to where I want my pockets to start. It's gonna be right here. So 18 centimeters like so. So I'm gonna mark the width of my pocket, of the mouth of my pocket. I'm gonna mark it with my tailor's chalk on my skirt, like so. I'm gonna remove my pins to create an opening for our pockets. So I'm gonna make sure not to sew this together. I'm gonna sew from here to here and from here to here. I'm gonna do the same for the other side. So I'm gonna demonstrate how to attach the pockets to the main skirt. I've already turned my pocket inside out. So this is the right side of the fabric. This is the right side of the pocket. This is the wrong side. And this is the wrong side of my fabric of the skirt. So I'm gonna open this like so and put this right inside the opening of the skirt like that. So this is the front side. I mean, this is the right side and this is the wrong side of the fabric. I'm just gonna pin this in place. So that's basically how to attach the pockets. I'm gonna start with the edges. I'll pin this around and take it to my serger and serge. Or you can just use the sewing machine if you don't have a serger. So that's basically how you're also gonna do it for the pants. So this is the top of my dress. I've already cut it out. I've attached the front and the back together. I'm gonna sew the sides. As you can see, sorry. I'm gonna sew the sides together. Then I'm also just gonna go ahead and hem the top part. I'm just gonna hem the top part, then I'll be right back to show you what I'm gonna do next. I also want to show you the, I don't know what to call it. Is it the monostrap? I'll just call it a monostrap. Your monostrap should be a rectangle, like a long rectangle. So that's what it should look like. I'm gonna sew the top of my dress to the bottom of my dress. I'm gonna serge mine. I have attached the top and the bottom of the dress together. I'm now gonna attach my zipper by sewing the sides together and attaching my zipper. So I tried on the dress and marked where I want the monostrap to be. I want it to be right there. You guys can pin it or use the tailor's chalk to mark where it's gonna be. I did the same for the back. You guys want to make sure it's pretty snug. You want to make sure it's tight so it doesn't slip off every now and then. So you're gonna pin it or use the tailor's chalk, and I'm gonna show you the back. Okay, so I had problems pinning the back with the other mannequin, so I decided to use a butter form. As you can see, I already pinned the monostrap in place. So what you're gonna do is sew this into the dress, and we're pretty much done with this dress. So since I already sewed the top and the bottom of my dress together, I'm gonna use my seam ripper to rip where I want to attach the monostrap. So I ripped it and I'm gonna reattach everything together with my monostrap. I did the same thing for the back, so